Hello, Nicholas. Namaste. So I just watched your video, rewatched your video, and I wanted to respond to it immediately because thoughts came up, and thoughts have a tendency to come into my head, and I have a bunch of crazy ideas, a bunch of different things I want to say, and then 5 minutes later I'm thinking about cats or birds, other things, other time-consuming things. No. So to recap, what you experienced on Iceland was that you went there both as a holiday, but also as a workshop, a creative workshop thing, where you had a project in mind. Your project was to answer the question whether or not artificial intelligences should have emotions or not. And then you use this creative writing method where I couldn't fully grasp it. I think I would need visuals in order to fully grasp it, but where you basically had like a big brainstorm. It's kind of what it sounded like, in order to visualize and see the nuances of your question and the different parts involved in answering that question, like what you said with completeness and societal perfection, and I think the third part was emotions or something like that. Different aspects involved in answering that question. That's how I understood it anyway. I hope I got it. uh, and it sounded like the thing you kind of concluded upon was that that AIs couldn't get completion, or couldn't get the sense of completion or more completion without emotions. Am I onto something here? It sounded like if AIs were strictly coded towards societal perfection, meaning towards perfect linear order, then they would not be complete because they would lack the chaotic element of emotions. I think it sounded like that's maybe what you got out from it. I don't know. Please do explain more from it, or please do say if I'm wrong or right about this. But it sounded pretty cool. I don't know if I could do something like that, but I also don't like. I don't have like a big philosophical question in mind that like my mind is right now not thinking about big philosophical ideas that would need a creative writing process in order to explore. Although it's fun, I do sometimes miss doing more intricate philosophical stuff. But yeah, my mind's not filled up with those kinds of things right now. So I don't know if I would gain so much from such a workshop, but it does sound like a perfect workshop for a person who is interested in exploring philosophical ideas about how AIs and human psychology can interact. Hmm. Oh well, maybe I would enjoy it. I think it would depend on the company, mainly on the company. Yeah, but it sounded cool. Yeah. Hmm. In relation to AIs and emotions, I had another thought, and okay, I guess do you know what? Scratch all that I said about not being engaged in philosophical ideas. I guess I do have some kind of philosophical ideas because I often see the dichotomy between rationality and emotionality. That people split up these two concepts. That you have this linear, rational thinking, and then you have these irrational, weird, chaotic emotions that are just not rational, not logical. In my experience, the way I understand emotions is that they are hyper rational. They are just hyper valued. That they're just hyper dependent on values and goals, whereas logical thinking maybe not so much. Difficult to explain. I'll recap. The way I understand them, like when you have an emotion, an emotional experience, as opposed to a thought, what you're having is a very complex experience of a lot of information that's directly linked to action. For example, if someone punches you in the face, you will experience possibly the emotion fear, but also anger. You experience this information, this anger, in order to drive you to either punch back or run away or something. You get this incredible rush of emotion, this incredible rush of information in order to directly act upon it. Whereas your thinking mind, if you were punched in the face, would go something like, "Oh, now I'm punched in the face. How should I respond to this punch in the face? Should I run or should I move my arm in a forward motion?" Like, you wouldn't do that. Emotional experience is faster, but I still think it's quite logical. It's just related to your goals. For example, your goal of personal safety, or your goal of status. If someone punched you in the face and you therefore lost your space in the hierarchy, then you would need to punch back in order to regain your your place on the hierarchical ladder. So I don't know. It's just I've always found the dichotomy between rational thinking and emotional thinking quite weird. I think emotional thinking is just thinking on another level where the connections between factors are not so linearly clear. But I think people who are highly emotional intelligent, like people who understand themselves a lot, they can use their emotional experiences to seek out, like they can see the logical patterns quite easily. Examples would probably be better here, but my imagination is not so sharp right now. But maybe you understand it. I hope you do. Anyway, this video is also long. I'll end it here. But cool video. Thank you for explaining Iceland. I like to see some photos. It sounded like a good trip. Such young vigor going to Iceland, learning about creative writing ideas. It's fun. I feel like I have so many other video topics. Maybe I should just get down to writing more. Anyway, this was my video. It was quick. I hope you. It wasn't quick. It's more than 5 minutes long. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on Friday. Take care. Namaste. Bye bye bye.